Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Omar from Team Mercering with another deck profile for you today. And today we are going to cover over the Reshiram Zekrom with Ho-Ho. This is for expanded tournaments, and it's extremely fun to play this deck. You know, if you're going to go to Dallas and you just want to have a good time, I recommend playing this deck right here. It's really fun, consistent, and you're able to get some cheese knockouts on certain decks as well, guys. So going into the Pokemon lineup here, guys, we are going to be starting off, of course, with our main attacker, our only attacker, Reshiram Zekrom here, guys. This card is great because we are running Dragon Energy with this. You're able to manually attach, get some energies with Ho-Ho, start it off, and off to the knockouts. This card is really great. It hits high numbers, and you're able to take a little Pokemon as well with just 2 energy requirements. The GX, Cross Break GX, is really good. We are running 1 copy of End's Resolve to get the maximum effect of that. And the crazy combo that we have been doing with this card right here is to go to second, turn 1 for us. It's really easy to get a knockout with the Ho-Hos what we got going on top of Coco. You're pretty much getting knockouts on all the tier 1 decks that's going around, and you're able to get ahead of the prizes, and on your next turn you're able to attach another Dragon Energy to your Reshiram and use End's Resolve to get those last knockouts that you need, taking out 2 Dedenes or either 2 Shamans or Lele's, whatever's on the board. You know, everybody's playing Shamans, everybody's Dedenes and Lele's as well, so easy knockouts for the GX to get those last 4 prizes that you need. We've been able to do that quite a few times actually in our playtesting, and it's really easy to get off with this deck, man. So on to our next Pokemon. Of course, we are running 3 copies of the Ho-Ho with the ability of Rebirth. Rebirth allows you to fish out 2 energies from your discard pile with it. So you roll the dice, get heads, you get 2 energies. It's got to be different types of energies, and you get to attach them to it, which is great. It syncs up with Reshiram Zekrom so well because its requirements for the attack is to discard energies from the bench. So of course we're running the electric and fire in this deck because that is the requirements for the attack. So with Ho-Ho you're able to get 2 of those or 1 of each, bring it onto the board, and just discard it away to get those knockouts going, guys. So on to our draw supporter Pokemon here. Of course, the 3 copies of Shaman. Shaman has always been good since it's been out with the ability of set up. Allows you to draw more cards and allows you to set up even better here, guys. So no explanation more needed for this card. So on to our next Pokemon, we are running the 2 copies of the Dene. Just like Shaman, you're able to discard your hand. You're able to draw some more cards, and you know, that way you don't have to use your supporter for turn depending on the matchup that you are in, or depending on what you want to do for that turn. So it allows you to use your Shamans, draw until you have so many cards, and then the Dene discard everything else that you don't need, and use a supporter for turn as well. So you're able to go to through your deck pretty fast with this deck right here that we got set up. So for our last Pokemon card that we have, we are running the 1 copy of Tapu Koko here, Prism Star, with the ability of Dance of the Ancients, which allows you to get 2 electric energies from the discard pile onto your Pokemon any way you want. This is great. It syncs up well with the Reshiram, just like the Ho-Ho does, and allows you to get those energies that you need faster out as well, because you don't have to roll dice with this. It just guarantees 2 energies onto the bench. As long as you got it into the discard pile, you're able to bring them out and get a knockout with this guy. So this is it for our Pokemon lineup. Not much. You don't need much with this deck. You know, this is the main focus right here. This is your setups over here. It's just get to the knockouts as fast as you can, guys. So we're gonna go over the supporters that we have for you. Now with the supporters, it's not a whole lot. Pretty basic stuff here. Of course, we are running the 2 copies of Professor Sycamore. Sycamore is great. It allows you to get into some more cards, discard what you don't need, and just keep on going, guys. From the newer set, we are running 2 copies of the Guzma Hala. This is great because it syncs up really well with this deck. You're able to discard energies, you know, because you want energies in the discard pile. Hey, you're going to be able to discard to get the full effect of this card, get a Stadium, get a Special Energy, and get a Tool card. Now, we are running all those 3 cards in this deck, so it allows you to fish out whatever you need at crucial moments. So that's why we're running 2 copies of it. It's really good, guys. Of course, we are also running 2 copies of Guzma. We're running 2 because just in case one's a surprise, and you want to be able to fish out those Pokemon and get those knockouts on certain types of Pokemon, especially against Dark Rocks. You know, you want to get ahead of the brace there on them since they are going turbo as well. And that's why we're running 2 inclusions. Also against the aggro matchup, it helps a lot when you have 2 Guzmas. So that's why we're running 2 in this one. So on to our next supporter. One copy of Giovanni's Exile. Now this card is great in this deck because after you use your ho-hos, they're pretty much just useless and sitting there for waiting to get knocked out. Well, with Giovanni's Exile, you're able to send 2 away into the discard and just bring them right back with Rebirth. And of course, you're running Versus Seeker, so you can use it multiple times. And this is a great card. It's coming in a clutch a lot of the times, and you're just able to get those knockouts with this card. So on to our last card that we mentioned earlier. Of course, we're running 1 copies of End Resolve. This is really good for that turn 2. As long as you are not knocked out in return, turn 2, you're able to go ahead and use it and get those 4 prizes that you need for knockouts, guys. Because everybody's playing Shamans, everybody's Lele, everybody's playing the Danes. It's easy knockouts on all of those right there. So this is it for our supporters. We are going to go over our stadiums real quick, actually. 3 copies of Skyfield. Now this is just to help you set up. You are running a lot of Pokemon like Shamans, the Danes, to help you set up on the first turn. You want to have the explosive first turn to be able to get knockouts going, guys. As soon as you get those energies on the board, if you get lucky enough to get those heads on all 3 ho-hos, or if you're able to get all 3 ho-hos and your Tapu Koko, you are set for the rest of the game, and you're just sitting there taking knockouts, guys. So this just helps to get those knockouts going, helps you set up as well, and it's just the perfect count right here, guys. So on to our item count for you. So for search mechanics for Pokemon, we are running 2 copies of Nest Ball. It helps you search out your Tapu Koko and your Reshrams, and you don't want to use anything else for those. You just want to use them to get them out when you need them in a clutch, especially the Tapu Koko, helps that much to get that guy out. Of course, we are going to be running the 4 count Ultra Ball to fish out anything else that has abilities, like your the Danes, your Shamans, and your ho-hos that you don't need to put on the board right away. And you're also able to discard ho-hos or energies with that card, so it just works out really well. So on to our cards. We are running 4 Versus Seeker. It's pretty standard to run 4 in a lot of these expanded decks right here, guys. Pretty much you get to use your supporters over and over again as much as you want, as long as you have the Versus Seekers, and that's why in the most expanded decks you don't see a lot of supporters because of this card. And it's really good because you're able to battle compressor some supporters out and go ahead and Versus Seeker, so it's pretty much guaranteeing that it's out in play and you have it already. So on to our next card right here, our next set of 4. We are running the 4 copies of Battle Compressor. We decided to run 4 because you absolutely want to get these combos going. So you want to get as many energies and ho-hos as possible into the discard pile. And if you're able to use 2 off the back, that's already 2 ho-hos and 4 energy to the discard pile, plus whatever else you're discarding with Ultra Balls or anything else, guys. So we're running 4 because it helps set up. It helps set up so well. On to our next item cards here, guys. We are running 3 copies of Trainer Mails to help you dig in there for certain cards that you need, or when you get stuck. Trainer Mail helps you out of those tight spots here, guys. So on to our next. We are running 2 copies of Flowstone to get those ho-hos out of the active, just in case you start with them, or anything else, just in case you don't start with the Reshiram. You have these Flowstones for that situation to go ahead and retreat it out and send up the Reshiram Zekrom to start getting knockouts, guys. And also, like I mentioned earlier, we are running the 1 copy of Choice Band. This helps with numbers, just in case you're playing against anything that's over 270, you're able to get knockouts on it. And also, if you're going against a deck that's 210, you only have to discard 2 energies, so it helps you that much. That way you don't have to fish out more energies or either waste unnecessary energies on knockouts. It just it hits the numbers perfect. So on to our next one. We got 1 copy of Fill Blower. Helps a lot to get rid of pesky little item cards, especially against Zorgarb or anything else that's running items or stadiums, guys. 1 copy of the Stealthy Hunt, which helps against the aggro matchup. I believe there will be a lot of aggros during this Dallas Regionals. It's a really good deck. It's definitely up there in the tiers, and it's going to be annoying. You at least 1 inclusion. It never hurts to add 1 card or 1 tech, especially when you have the room against certain decks, because you don't want to just auto lose to them. At least you want to make it 50-50, and from there you decide how you feel about it. So for our last item card, we are running the 1 copy of Computer Search. This card allows you to fish out anything in your deck when you need it, so it's a great card to have. We decided to go with this one over Dowsing Machine or either any other A specs, because this deck you need to get certain cards out when you need them. So this card helps you fish it out exactly at the right moment, guys. So that is it for our items. Not too crazy here, guys. Not a whole lot of 1-ups either. It's just pretty much this deck is made to help you set up as fast as you can on your turn 1 and just get those knockouts going, guys. So onto our energies. Of course, we are running the 4 copies of double dragon energy. Sorry, 4 copies of this. It's awesome. You one attachment onto the Reshiram Zekrom, you're able to attack. So good, so crazy. And then for basic energies, we are running 5 copies of electric, along with 5 copies of fire. And now, for some people, they might seem, oh, this is a little bit too much, but you wanna make sure that you have enough energies to get these knockouts. You want to have enough energies to discard, send into the discard. Make sure your ho-hos have enough energies to bring. Make sure your Tapu Koko has enough energies to bring. You don't want to just rebirth for 1 energy. You don't want a Tapu Koko for 1 energy. You want to have enough energies to get these knockouts going. So this is why we're running the split of 5/5 and plus the 4 double dragon energies right here, guys. It's really good. So that is it for the deck profile, guys. It's like I said, if you're going to Dallas and you're not chasing points, you want to play something fun, this is definitely one of those decks that I recommend if you want to have a lot of fun. You're able to get some knockouts on some of those tier 1 decks as long as you play it correctly. We've been able to go toe to toe with the Dark Box, with Zorgarb. We've had a few matches with Egro, Guardian. Yeah, you can one-shot it as well, so they have to worry about you on that one, because they have to take their time to set up those energies. So you're on turn 1, you're able to take that knockout and take those 3 prizes, and after that they're going to be struggling or either get nervous to return the knockout because they're not going to be able to set up on the energy requirement to hit you for weakness. And against Ultra Grossma, it's pretty good because you're able to get the prizes with Ends Resolved. So the price trade is, I would say that matchup is 50-50, but it's extremely fun to play. Like I said earlier, if you're going to Dallas, you want to have fun, try out this deck. It's the turbo version that we have going on. It's a lot of fun, guys. So that is it for our deck profile, guys, and we'll keep you posted on some other events that we have going on, guys. So peace out.